Hello, I'm Zelmon, and this is this week's at last episode. I'm Zelmon, and if you find yourself enjoying today's episode, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more content. Feel free to share and comment in it. Let me know your thoughts. And today's episode is we're going to talk about the purpose of life. Kind of got into this in my earlier episodes this week, and just kind of going to continue off of there. I'm not even sure how long we're gonna go here, but we'll see. But I find one of the questions that I find that we ask ourselves throughout life, right from a young age all the way on, is why are we here? What's really the purpose of all of this? What's the purpose of life? Um, and even once you have an answer or think you've had an answer, you will find yourself going back and back and back, just re-examining it. Like I myself, I've kind of remained with the same answer for a fairly long time now. I'm really sure of the end, but like I say, as sure as I am, I still find myself re-examining the question from time to time. Especially as I find myself going through different spiritual and journeys, we'll say. But yeah, what's the purpose of life? And my answer is the purpose of life is life itself, and this is something that you find repeated throughout life. Like literally every form of life is just trying to go on and on and on. We're all just trying to find some way to live on, to become immortal, to leave our mark, to go on. The purpose of life is life itself, and that's why, for me, it really is like I said in my earlier episodes this week, and I really had like a focus on family and having kids and how hookup culture is bad. Um, and that's because I think the purpose of life is life itself. I think we're meant to procreate. I think there's this driving need within all life, and I don't think we're different. um well, I think we're different as everything else is different. You know what I mean? But the patterns of life itself remains within us too, because we're still life. So and yeah, so it's procreation. So family is important because when you're talking about procreation, when you're talking about continuing generations on and having kids and generation, the best thing for that is the nuclear family. Because, well, for starters, gay couples, not saying that they're a bad thing, but they obviously can't have children themselves. Not, like I say, not at least without bringing in a third wheel of some nature, right? So just for that purpose, you want the two, and then the two being together and the children being raised in that stable environment where they get to see the mom and the father actually have that proper commitment to each other, actually have that love to each other, actually instill those values of mutual respect for each other, and understanding that there is these different roles that need to be played out. Understanding that life is a yin and a yang. you know, uh, you get that all within that nuclear family. And so, you know, given that I really I view, because you could do the hedonic lifestyle, you can do I'm just here for fun, but like I say, I've found that when you start, my biggest argument for having kids is just that you can't be 20 forever. That's not the way life is built. Maybe within my lifetime there will be an option of immortality, but even there will be morality of questions of, is it really me? Because it would be through the use of replacement body replacement body parts and or machine interface and download. So it will become a question of, is this really still me, or am I just an abomination monster. Right? Like that, really. So, like, you there is going to right now, at least, there straight up is a point of, like, you can't keep this up forever. But life, that generational life that I'm talking, where you're instilling those values and that's carrying over and that's carrying over, and that, none of that can continue on. Even though, like I carry values and traits from my grandfather. That goes on and goes on and goes on, and like you share that through that nuclear family. And like I say, and it's also why hookup culture is bad, because that hookup culture, you're not getting that commitment. You'll never get that commitment. Plus, the reality is, once again, like, where I'm on that moral level of, life begins at, I accept the scientific reality that life begins at conception, and therefore, I'm pro-life because, just, and in that, like, I want people to understand, I'm not pro-life. I'm not going and standing in front of the abortion clinic. You know what? I hope that anyone going into that abortion clinic is already wrought with questions. You know what I mean? Like, and so I don't want to contribute to that anymore. I understand that, like, and like I say, but that's also why I'm pro-life. In like, I don't think that it should be used as a form of birth control. I don't think that it should be thought of as being as. I don't think it should be used willy-nilly. I think it should have that implication of, you are ending a life. Is this really, really what you have to do? If you're questioning it, and okay, well, fine. I'll probably stay out of it. But if it was voted on, I would vote pro-life, 100%. Because I stand where it is a life, and it is that moral question. If you're asking me the moral question, I think it's life. I think it's a life, and I think you're ending a life, and I think we have double standards on that deal. And I think hookup culture is bad because you're risking creating a life for hedonic pleasure in a activity that's meant to be so much more than that. You're diminishing something that's supposed to be the pinnacle of all, and you've diminished it down to this lustful need that isn't even a true need. Like, that's the thing, people. You also need to don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, you actually do have a longing, but it's not a real need on the same level of, I need to eat, I need to drink, I need clothes to withstand the cold. It's not a need like that. It's a need that has many outlets that don't actually require you to exist within a hookup culture. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to, like, this is the first. But yeah. But anyways, there's the time. So if you found yourself enjoying and agreeing that the purpose of life is life itself, and that should kind of guide our views and perspective on the rest of it. Don't forget to leave a like. Feel free to share, comment, let me know your thoughts, and until next week, later. And don't forget to check out the Supercut this weekend. Later. Yeah. So there you go. That's